Hi everyone, and welcome to today's maths lesson. Now, you started looking at shapes in maths. We're looking at 2D shapes, so they are flat shapes, okay? Now, here we have some shapes. Elliot has some shapes for us. And if you had a look at yesterday's lesson, you would be able to help me name these shapes. So I can see here that Elliot has a what? Square. Here, Elliot has a triangle. And which shape does he have here? Another triangle. Let's come over to this side. Which shape has Elliot got here? That's right, a rectangle. And here, Elliot he has another triangle, doesn't he? Now, Elliot sorted these shapes, as you can see down here. What do you notice about the shapes in each group? I want you to pause the video here and have a think. You might even want to talk this through with a grown-up and say your ideas out loud. Sometimes that really helps. What do you notice about the shapes in each group? So pause here and have a think. Okay, if you're unpausing and ready to talk this through, let's have a think about these shapes. So in this side, did anyone notice something about these shapes? Something they've all got in common, something similar. They all have something called sides. And they all have 3 of those sides. So I can see here we have a triangle and it has 3 sides. And here and here. But it seems triangles have how many sides? They have 3, don't they? Now over here, these shapes, Elliot's grouped these ones by shapes that have how many sides? 4 sides, hasn't he? These shapes have 4 sides each. We have our rectangle here and our square here. So those shapes always have 4 sides. Okay, so now we're going to have a closer look at sides because that's what we're going to be learning today about the sides on 2D shapes. Now we had a look at a triangle and we had a look at a square, but let's have a look a bit closer together. Now here's some shapes that I made earlier. You can do this too if you have a piece of paper and some scissors at home. So this shape is a rectangle. Now the sides are sides can be curved or they can be flat. And here we can see that we have a flat side and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. So this rectangle has 4 sides. Now you might notice on a rectangle, we have 2 sides that are the same length and 2 sides that are the same length here too. And it's got 2 matching pairs on a rectangle. I have another shape here. Does this shape have curved sides or straight sides? I think it has curved sides. Do you agree? What do we call this 2D shape? We call it a circle. Well done. Now, a circle has how many sides, I wonder? It has 1 side, 1 curved side that goes all the way round. Let's see if we can do another one. What's this shape? It's a triangle, and we can see that a triangle has 1 straight side, 2 straight sides, 3 straight sides. Should we do one more? What's this shape? Square, isn't it? And I can see my square. Does it have curved or straight sides? They're straight, aren't they? And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So knowing how many sides a shape has makes it really easy to recognise them. Okay, so now we've had a look at counting the sides on some shapes. We're going to have a look at it together on here too. So I can see this shape now. It looks like it's in a different position, but do you know what this shape is called? It's a square. So even though the square isn't straight, because it still has our 4 straight sides, the same length, you can look here, 1, 2, 3, 4, it means it's a square. I've given that one away, haven't I? It has 4. Right, you ready for this one? If you want time to pause the video, you can. If not, I think we can get through these quite speedily. So I want you to name the shape and tell me how many sides it has. It's a rectangle and it has 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, this is an interesting shape. I wonder if you can tell which shape this is by looking at the sides. So what's the name? How many sides? Remember, if you want extra time, you can pause it. If not, we're going to keep going. So have a think. It's a rectangle. Did you guess that? Because it has one matching pair of sides here and one matching pair of sides here. And it has 4 sides, doesn't it? What could this shape be? It's a triangle, you're right, because it has how many sides? 3. So all 3-sided shapes are called triangles. The regular triangles are the ones that have sides that are all the same length. Right, let's look at this one. Another triangle with 3 sides. Are you ready for this one? I think you'll get this one quickly too. Another triangle. 3 sides again. Well done if you joined in there. Now here we have some different shapes again. Now you might notice that this shape up here, how many sides do you think it has? You could count them. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 sides. But, oh, I forgot to write 4 under there. That should say 4, shouldn't it? But even though it has 4 sides, is it called a square? Not, is it? It doesn't have 4 sides the same length. Is it called a rectangle? No, it doesn't have 2 matching pairs, does it? So shapes with 4 sides are all called quadrilaterals. That's a big word, isn't it? Do you want to have a go at saying it? Ready? My turn. Quadrilaterals. Your turn. So all 4-sided shapes are always called quadrilaterals. Let's write a little 4 in there so that we remember. Shall we do it in red? We'll have red. We remember it's got 4 sides. Okay, next one. Are you ready? We'll just write it on top. How many sides? 4. And what do we call a 4-sided shape? A quadrilateral. Oh, what about this one? Ready? Sometimes you can mark the sides. So if you were doing them on paper, you could mark the sides like this. You remember how many you've counted and you don't get lost. How many sides have we marked? 4. Well done. We're speeding through these, aren't we? And another one here. We have 4 sides. What about this one? Shall we mark the sides on this one because it looks a little bit bigger? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. Can you remember from yesterday, what do we call a shape that looks like this? And we now know that this shape has 5 sides, but what do we call this shape? It's a pentagon, isn't it? You can sometimes remember these because they look a little bit like the shape of a house. That has 5 sides. Wow. That's the shape. That's got the most sides we've looked at today, hasn't it, that shape? And the last one is 4. And what do we call it? A quadrilateral. Would we call this shape here, letter E, would we call this shape, sorry, letter J, would we call this shape a quadrilateral? We wouldn't, would we? Why would we not call it a quadrilateral? It doesn't have 4 sides. So to be a quadrilateral, it has to have 4 sides because quad means 4. Well done on joining in, learning about sides today. And remember, sides are a very important property to understand because we can start to compare shapes and start to understand them a little bit deeper. So if you would like to carry on your learning today, there is a Purple Mash shape activity where you can have a go yourself at identifying the sides. And if you want an extra challenge after that, or you'd rather do something that's not on the screen, activity 1 on your remote learning is an activity where you get to name the shape and have a go at identifying how many sides are on that shape. So good luck. I hope you enjoyed learning about sides today, and I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.